Le Bureau de visibilité de Calgary is excited to bring you La French Connexion Calgary, where guests are invited to share their fascinating stories and raison d'être in English and or en français, with content in Cree, Michif, Blackfoot, and other native languages of Canada.
Hello, I'm Marc Lalonde, your host at La French Connexion Calgary. We're here at Katimavik House in Calgary to talk about Katimavik with our guests, Allison Lord and the Reverend Darian Windsor. I guess Lord and Windsor, the royalty of Katimavik here at Calgary. So I'd say welcome, but I'm in your place, so I guess I'm welcome, hopefully.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's start with you, Allison. Where are you from originally, and how did you come to get involved with Katimavik?
I'm originally from Windsor, Nova Scotia, so it's about 45 minutes outside of Halifax. I've always wanted to do Katimavik, but unfortunately, when I had graduated high school, it was cut. So, I did a couple similar programs. I took part in the Rotary Youth Exchange to France for a year, which was awesome. I got to learn how to speak French, which has really helped me in this job a lot. So I was actually going to be a volunteer for the program, but I applied to be a project leader at the same time and was really happy when I got accepted for the project leader position. And I'm really loving the group we have right here and Calgary as well. It's an awesome program. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Reverend Darian, can you tell me where you're originally from and how you became involved?
Well, I'm originally from a small reservation on the central coast of BC called Bella Bella, but we call it Wegliska. And the way I was involved in Katimavik was in my grade 12 year, the librarian that was running the high school library enlightened me with Katimavik, and I was going to do Indigenous military program called the Raven program, but I didn't get accepted into that. So Katimavik was up next on my list, and I just applied and got accepted as one of the early acceptance for Katimavik.
All right. So how did the two of you come to be in the Calgary house of Katimavik?
I was just placed here. They assigned everybody a slot.
I see. Okay.
There's 6 houses around Canada, and there's groups of 11. And so there's 11 people here. Then after 3 months, we are going to go to Quebec for another 3 months.
Okay. Well, let's get into that. Katimavik, where does that name come from?
It's an Inuk word. It means meeting place.
It means meeting place. And as I guess we'll see, there's a lot of meeting that goes on in Katimavik. So how long has it been around? How did it get started?
It was actually started by Jacques Hébert, and then he actually went on a famous hunger strike when it was suffering from budget cuts and eventually actually got cut by the Harper government in 2011. So it's been back for about 6 months now, a little bit over 6 months.
But it's existed for decades, hasn't it? When did it start?
Yeah.
In the 60s?
Yeah. It started in the late 60s, early 70s, I believe.
Okay, because I remember it from high school.
Yeah.
I didn't go myself, but I had classmates that had been on Katimavik and had raved about it even back then.
Yeah, it's really popular with, I think, our parents' maybe generation, but a lot of people our age haven't really heard of it just because it was cut in 2011.
Yeah. So you're kind of relaunching it.
Totally, yeah.
Okay, so what does Katimavik do?
Good question. You want to take it away?
Do you know?
Well, it's a non-profit organization. And once you get assigned to a community, after you get settled in, you take tours around the town and you get individual work placements. Like, for example, I'm at Métis Nation Region 3 office located here in Calgary. And I go there every day from 8:30 to 4:30. And after that, Katimavik just organizes workshops for us.
All right, so it's to essentially get you to know this particular part of Canada very well by visiting places and also by being placed in volunteer positions, I presume, at other nonprofits. Is that right? Right. I see.
Yeah. Okay. And just speaking about the workshop, so there's 4 criteria we meet every week. One of those is Truth and Reconciliation. So every Thursday, the volunteers stay home from their placements and we go through a learning platform, just learning about Indigenous history, contemporary Indigenous issues, and then we try to get out in the field. So for instance, last week we went to the Tsuut'ina Reservation Cultural Museum. And then the other 3 competencies are personal asset building, civic engagement, and employability skills. So for instance, we did a public speaking workshop last week, and we're going to go to a budgeting workshop next week. Yeah.
All right, so it keeps you quite busy, I guess.
We're pretty busy.
Yeah. So as far as volunteering goes, I understand that as a way that you actually give to the community. Can you give us some examples about things that you and the team have done here from Calgary House?
Well, every month we have to do a group volunteering that everybody has to participate in. And then we helped out with In From the Cold from their run. They're running like with no shirts and stuff. It's wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the winter, this is. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's been such a warm winter that I'm sure that wasn't a problem. Sure.
Yeah, it was.
As part of the cheer squad, holding the sign, doing little dances.
Okay, so giving back. And this is in addition to, for instance, the office work that you do as a volunteer for the Métis Nation.
Yeah.
That's on top of our day-to-day volunteering.
Any other events that you can think of, Allison?
We're volunteering at the Calgary Women's Centre tomorrow for the International Women's Day potluck, which I think will be nice. I think there's going to be like 300 people there. So that'll be good to have some Katimavik presence.
All right. And what other events have you been involved in, or will you be involved in the next little while?
We were lucky enough to volunteer at the Calgary Food Bank's appreciation event for volunteers, and that was at Canyon Meadows Theatre. So we were in charge of assembling a lot of the treats for people, greeting people, checking them in. We're also really excited to volunteer at International Jour de la Francophonie on March 20th at City Hall.
You mustn't be volunteering all week long. Do you get a day off or 2 a week?
Yeah, I'd say there's a good amount of downtime.
What do you do?
Yeah, there's been some good times exploring the city. A lot of people, Darian included, have never lived in large cities before. So just exploring downtown Calgary has been really fun.
So do you go out as a crew, like dressed the same or anything like that?
No, not yet. We're waiting on our t-shirts, which will be exciting.
Okay.
Just really trying to get involved in the community as much as we can, and trying to be open when nonprofits approach us and need their help, because being involved in the community is a big part of Katimavik and builds skills for sure.
So this is another opportunity for, say, nonprofits to recruit volunteers through Katimavik. So do you have a way of reaching nonprofits in the city for that? Are they pretty all much aware of Katimavik, or do you have to do a lot of awareness building?
Yeah, I think it's challenging in a larger city because historically Katimavik was usually situated in smaller towns where that effect of group volunteering was more seen. That being said, though, we do have a large nonprofit sector that is aware of us, I'd say, but that's why stuff like this is super important, to just spread the word and show that there are youth here that are looking to get engaged.
And of course, at the same time, you get to meet other people from all over Canada.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the two of you are from polar ends.
Totally.
You can't get too much further east than Windsor, and you're on the West Coast originally. So that's and you kind of sound the same.
Yeah. We're not so different after all.
Of that. And I suppose not to worry, after your 3 months are over and you're off to Quebec, there's a new crew coming in, is there not? Mm-hmm. So this just keeps changing.
Yeah, 3-month rotation. So our next crew gets here March 30th.
All right. So you are our team leader here. Is that right?
Project leader.
A project leader. And what does that entail, Allison?
I'd like to think of it like I'm participating in the program as well. I'm only a couple years older than most of the participants, which I think is nice. Because we're able to relate, and it's not like a huge authority figure, but it is someone who acts as a liaison person between the nonprofits and the volunteers themselves. Maybe just offers a little more guidance just because I am a little older and have finished university. But yeah, so I'm participating, I'm learning as well. I think we're all in it together, and that's what makes it a special program.
So how long have the two of you been in the program, Darian?
I've just been in for 3 months. We started on January 9th.
Okay, so you're just finishing up your stay in Calgary then?
Yeah.
Yes.
And same thing with you, Alan?
Yeah, just arrived a week before them, so.
Okay, putting all that together. That's a lot of fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So going forward now, are there things about Katimavik that are going to be rolled out that are new to Katimavik, or do you continue the same type of programs? I mean, you did mention the Truth and Reconciliation program, which is fairly new, I believe. That didn't exist back in my time, unfortunately. So are there some other programs that you're aware of that are being put together and launched?
Yeah, I think as the program continues on and we keep securing funding and more people hear about all the awesome effects this program has in terms of community and connecting and learning about yourself and the environment and your country, hopefully more youth will get engaged and more learning will be done in that sense. Yeah.
Is that something that you're encouraged to do while you're out in the community, which is to promote Katimavik as an experience to people also?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. When we first got here, I was house manager for like the first week, and we went out and did like an outreach thing at a school. We had like a little booth set up and like cards to hand out.
Mm-hmm.
So is this at the junior high level, high school? What levels of schools do you go to?
I think we are just going to high school because the age limit is 18 to 21. Or
25.
25.
Yeah, we actually just changed it to 17 to 25.
Okay, so I guess there's not much point in targeting people much younger than that.
Yeah.
So which kind of leads me into my next topic is how do people get involved with Katimavik? Now it's a not-for-profit.
In terms of how to get involved in Katimavik, you can apply online, www.katimavik.org. There's an online application, and that's pretty much, you go from there.
So, I mean, you've talked about how people actually get involved through the website and all that sort of thing. From a personal point of view, if I was just imagine, if you have that level of imagination, that I'm a 17 or 18-year-old that's in your target market, and I'm kind of curious about it. Why should I do this?
Well, I think it's a great experience. You get to travel across Canada to places you'd probably never see. And you get to have many different work experiences. Like I'm at an office right now, and I don't know what I'm going to be at in Quebec. And it's a great way to travel too. Mm-hmm. A great way to help out.
Yeah. Totally. And you get to take the train from one side of the country to the other.
Oh, you travel by train.
Yeah.
So you don't just kind of fly over and parachute into someplace.
Yeah, you go through it all.
I went on an exchange trip in my youth where we went to Quebec and it was all by train. Nice. And that was an experience in itself. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing we were young when we did it, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't much sleep
Gotta sleep
to be had.
in the chairs.
That's for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Allison and Reverend Darian. I really appreciate you cluing us in on all this, and I wish you all the success in your future endeavors.
Thanks, Mark. Good to talk to you.
Hi, I'm Adam from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I joined Katimavik because, well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and I figured this would be a good way to spend it. Getting to work in the community and help people and learn valuable life skills that I can use down the road. In my work with a local community association, I'm learning so much about the administration and facility management of local community organizations. And it's something that I think I might want to pursue later on in life. It's been an incredible experience to be here in Calgary.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Dirks, and I'm from a small town in southern Manitoba called Gretna. I came to Katimavik to live in different places across Canada because I really value that, and I value being in different communities and learning about different cultures. I think it's a great opportunity to learn some good communal living because I'm living in a house with 11 other people right now, which is a lot. I've never done that before. I think that Katimavik values are really strong. With We do lots of truth and reconciliation and learn about different Indigenous life in Canada, which is something I have not been super educated on, so I wanted to learn more about that. And I wanted to volunteer for organizations that inspire me and other people and help communities. I'm really enjoying my time here in Calgary, Alberta. I've never spent time in this city. It's quite lovely. The weather's a bit nippy, but I'm from Winnipeg area, lived there, so I'm used to the cold. This is nothing.
Hello, I am Reverend Darian Windsor. I am from a small reservation on the central coast of BC, home to the Celtic people. And back in Bella Bella, I realized I wasn't using my time to the fullest that I could. So I realized Katimavik was one of my best options to, 1, help out as many people as I can, 2, see Canada, and 3, just have a great experience over 6 months.
Hi, I'm Emily Capel. I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Right now I am in Calgary, Alberta, and it's been such a wonderful experience. I really enjoy being here. The reason I joined was to explore Canada, and I'm in French immersion, or I did French immersion, and doing this, I have learned a lot more French, and I've been able to immerse myself within the community, and I've really loved it. My mom was in Katimavik in 1999, and she just had her 20-year reunion.